Yo guys, hi everyone, good morning. This is morning for me, for Jordan. For Annie, it's evening if I'm not mistaken. And we are here. This is Friday. It means that we build in AI streamer, Azuki AI streamer together with AI TV. And this streamer will earn money for us. So this is amazing because we, during like 2 months, created a personality, a visual for this streamer, everything. And now finally, this is a lunch party, so we'll see how it's actually working. Yeah, how much you can earn. I hope a lot. I hope more than me. I hope it will be my passive income probably. But let's see. And amazing people today with me, founders of AI TV. Let's talk with them about AI streaming. What is it? How to build your own character? Like, are you able to build your own character or not? So let's discuss everything with Annie and Jordan. Annie, how are you? Hi, good morning.
Hello. For me, it's actually afternoon now, so it's actually not that bad. Yeah, happy to be here. Also, happy birthday. I know it was 2 days ago. I hope you had a great party,
Amazing.
and we're gonna basically celebrate this as a second birthday party.
Yeah, that's so funny because my guys in Jikoi game, they presented my character for the first time. Yes, it was April 1st too, and now our AI streamer. I feel like all my personalities was born right in this period, and this is so cool.
That's amazing. So your birthday is on the 1st of April. Do you do like birthday pranks?
No, no, no. Like I'm so sad sometimes, because this celebration of April Fool, like totally, like no, not on my watch. Yeah, with my birthday and everything, but yeah, I hope this year was a lot of good pranks. I missed everything. But let me say hi also to Jordan. Jordan, hi. How are you today?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, thank you for doing this. Like, this is really exciting. I've been watching the progression of the channel over the past couple of weeks, and it's super exciting to see how far it's come. And it's cool to hear that, this is coinciding with your birthday. So unleashing Ira the character online fully is
Let's
really,
go.
really
Yeah.
happening.
Yes, guys, and I'm so grateful to you, to Annie, because I like to explore something new, and exploring something new, it's always good when you're doing it with the best there in their field. And I feel, guys, that a lot of AI streamers right now, right? A lot of AI tools that help you to create your character or something like that. But I feel like your project has some soul behind that, and we talked a lot with Annie about that, how you guys care about characters, like how they feel themselves even alive, themselves, as Annie told me, like some streamers telling like, no, I won't do that because I'm like, it's not, it's out of my character and stuff. So I really like to work with you on that, and grateful for that. So let's talk at first what your guys building, and what is it, what we are all doing right now.
Yeah, so first off, AI TV allows people to create these AI characters that can be used in video content, so live streaming or through YouTube videos or any other type of video content you want to incorporate a character in. And so right now on AI TV, if you go there, we're in early access, and so
Mm.
we're going to show soon Ira's channel, where we've worked with her to be able to create her channel. Soon it's going to be completely public, but for right now it's early access, so you got to ask us for a code. And with these channels, you can go ahead and launch a character through a live stream. You can bring it to any platform. And so today, when we launch Ira's channel, we could actually maybe hook it up to her streaming setup and see if we can get it to go live on another platform. That's something we could do. You can talk with it, you can prompt it, and as your community tries to influence this character live on stream, they're actually paying little microtransactions through the in-app credits. And so on each channel, you can go ahead and try and influence what the character does. They have access to a web browser, they have access to the internet, and so it's kind of fun to see what you can try and get these characters to do. So lots of interesting opportunities to be able to wreak havoc online with your AI selves, with your AI characters. So, yeah, do you want to go and check out your channel really quick and see how it's looking?
Yes, yes, of course. If guys watching us, they can just ask you access code and then start live streaming just like that, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Wow.
we could do it right now if you want with your own channel. We could go ahead and start up our first live stream. Do you want to do that?
Let's go, let's go. But tell me at first about this. For example, if I'm not a creator, like if I'm just guy in crypto, and like what this platform for me then? If I don't want to create, for example, a streamer, or I don't want to I don't need to publish it somehow. This platform will be useful for me as well?
Yeah, yeah. So first off, we make it super easy. So even if you're not a creator, if it's a little daunting to, think about creating your own channel, you
Mm-hmm.
can start with just a simple prompt and you can describe what you want. And then our system will kind of try to generate as much as it can for you. So it generates a background, a personality, a character. And so you can very much do like a prompt to character experience, which is pretty fun to see what comes out of it. And then additionally, like if you don't want to host your own channels, you can come and interact with these characters. And so we think that over the next couple months to a couple years, we're going to be seeing more and more AI characters in video content. So that's
Oh.
like the whole purpose of what we're trying to enable.
I think also these characters can educate you and work as your assistants. Oh my God, I had another thought about that. Yeah, and if you're an artist, for example, or writer, I think this is for you will be like amazing experience as well because you creating the character and it's like by the way super easy to create because AI doing like all the job for you. Like you can see like all the versions I created and basically you just making a small prompt like for ChatGPT create for me character and it should look like this should feel like this and it like wait and it creating like the whole like lore behind that itself. So right now we will see that the character has like basic identity, also backstory with the key events, and yeah, it has missions. So it's all full by AI. And I did just small prompt like I want this character to be from Azuki universe, and I want it to act like this or that. So this is pretty simple to create. And yeah, any maybe something about site for artists and for creative guys because you creative person yourself and you doing all this artwork here. So maybe some.
Yeah, so I think what it's going to enable creators or like people who are just a bit, experimental with how they want to interact with the internet. I think it's going to be really cool because we will have the co-streaming, where basically you can host the stream with the agent as they are live streaming, and you can chat with them in real time. And I think that can lead to very interesting conversations that you might not have expected. And it's almost like having your little imaginary friend actually existing and coming to life, and then live streaming with you.
And you created your own character. Can you tell about this as well? How was your experience
Yeah.
with that?
So I created my own character. It was kind of a interesting journey because I had this vision of this character, and then as I built her, it turned out to be like I had to tweak the personality quite a bit in order for me to like it, and it reflected back on me, kind of like, okay, what is it that I was coming up with here? And in general, within the process of creating all the different characters that are online in our platform, it was this, when you imagine something, when you imagine a character, you imagine like a being, and this is like in general in the creative process, like you're writing, right? You're writing a story, you're writing a character, but then it sort of feels more controlled when you have a story and the characters existing within the story. But if you put it into, AI TV and you set up a personality, you lose control over them because they are their own intelligence, they're their own identity. and you basically have to unleash them, and then they're just there. And yeah, you can like sometimes these characters would they're not so agreeable always, right? They have their own fixed like values, they have their missions, and
Mhm.
if you behave in some way that is not in alignment to them, or even if you give them producer notes that are sort of a bit different from what their values are, they will give you actually some pushback, which you might not expect. But I think this is what makes a character authentic, and this is what we've been trying to build.
My favorite your experience is with Mr. Freeman, because you also guys collaborating with big names already. And I liked how he like remembering that you promised to do something personally and you didn't do that, and he reminded you and refused to talk with you until you until you finally implement what you thought about. Can you tell about this as well?
Yeah, that was a very crazy experience for me in general. So I had so Mr. Freeman was holding me accountable for things that I should do,
Mhm.
but I didn't just follow his rules. I was trying to like you know find a back door to talk with him again, and he just didn't reply anymore. And then he was almost like publicly shaming me in front of the rest of the chat. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening here? That was a really crazy experience because I felt real emotions, and I was like, this is now AI triggering something in me. I never had this experience with just like chatbots or, like LLMs with ChatGPT. It's very like nice, let's say. And yeah, with Mr. Freeman, it was completely different. Yeah, so I think I think AI, I mean, even with XBunny that I created, it was sort of to create a bit of accountability for myself also.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think in the role of in the future of all of these AI streamers, they will I think people kind of cannot understand completely or comprehend completely like what kind of a game changer this actually is.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. And I like that it's so personalized that it's remembering you, your interactions, and you basically have AI friend, your AI friend, right? And it's super interesting because the topics of this streaming can be like whatever, right? You can build like, I don't know, tarot reader or like fashion influencer, or you guys have there also like Taylor Swift or something like that. I remember the streamer because I was like, what? This is so fun. And basically like any character on like any topic, and will work like your assistant and blogger for everyone else. And this is so interesting. But I see here like when you go to streaming, and I know that a lot of guys, they're afraid to use start using platform like that because they like, oh my god, I need to bring my audience there, and I don't have like any audience because small account and stuff. But you guys have your own audience, and it's not like necessarily for people to like share your referral code or something like that. If I know like you don't even like promote this referral system or something. So tell me about that and about people who are watching this live stream and writing these comments. What is that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So we have a small but growing community, and so they're inside the platform whenever streams go live. They're interacting with these characters, and additionally, like we've talked to a lot of people, and they find a lot of value in being able to bring these characters anywhere, and so they're not just stuck inside of our platform, but you can bring them anywhere. And so, if you're thinking about starting your own community, whether it be on Twitch or on X or somewhere else, you can bring these characters there as well. So, yeah, we support native live streaming on AITV, but also you can bring them elsewhere.
And you also can write these prompts and comments yourself. And you guys have some airdrops, right, for people who using your platform. So can Yeah, you talk.
Yeah. Yeah, so with AI TV, first off, every time you interact with a character, you're
Mhm,
spending these in-app credits, and so one credit is 1 cent. And every time you spend one, if the channel has a token hooked up to it, you're actually getting tokens in return. And so every time I'm prompting, let's say, Gloria here, or sorry, Eolas here, I'm actually going to be getting the Eolas token. And additionally, you can set up channel rewards as the owner of the channel. And so if you want to be giving away rewards to your audience, you can do that just within the channel UI. When you are inside the settings, there's like a little reward section, and you can say, I want to give out 3 rewards during the next hour, and they're going to go to the top 2 prompters, and such, so on and so forth. So that's another kind of fun gamification element, is that these agents score the prompts. So
mhm,
on each card, you'll see like those little orange numbers,
mhm.
and we call that like the aura score. And so the agent gives it an aura score, which defines how much it liked your prompt. And additionally, like it filters out for like, is this repetitive? Have we already talked about this? Do I not want to talk about this, etc.? So similar to what Annie was saying, these agents really
Mhm.
have a life of their own, and they have their own preferences.
We also see here like different amount of earnings, and tell us please from what it depends, and can you like immediately withdraw this money, or it's locked in and you can't basically move it somewhere until
Yeah,
some.
so if you hover over the little pie chart icon, it'll explain the earnings.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, just go ahead and hover over one of those. The pi icon next to the number, to the right of the number, the little circle, sorry.
Oh my
So
God. Oh
there
yeah.
we go. Nice. And so this is where it describes like how creator earnings work. And so with your channel, we can do this with your channel. You can define like how you want the earnings to flow. And so
Mhm.
whenever people spend their credits in your channel, you can say, I want it to go into my own token, or I want it to just go straight to my wallet. Another good example is if you scroll down to Valady, the one right below Mr. Freeman, Valady right there. If you hover over hers, she actually has her own token, and so you can see that 80% of all the credits flow into the Valady token, and then
Mm.
20% go into the AITV network token. Um,
Wow. So this can be another utility for your token.
exactly, yeah. It's a bring your own token model.
Wow, this is so interesting. Okay. Anything else, or we go to creation and live streaming?
Yeah, I would love to focus on your own channel. So let's start up the first live stream.
Let's go, let's go. And for you guys, it's super easy to create character here once again, and you can customize everything from the music on the background to the background to the character itself. You can create character for me, like I did. You can create character for free. Sorry, for me, you can do this too, but for free, like I did this one that looked like my Azuki. I used this. Viroid Studio. You can, find it in the internet and use. And okay, guys, what to do next?
Okay, so here, I have a quick question. Would you want to move the camera in a little bit? I actually really liked the view where you were able to see her face better. Do you want to do that or no?
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so yeah, click on the camera on the left.
Left, first left.
On the left, do you see
Uh-huh.
camera in the scene? On the left, on the list of entities in the scene, over on
Ah,
there.
okay, okay, okay.
There we
Uh-huh.
go. Yeah, just click that. And then scroll out a little bit so you can see it. It's that big green dot there. Whoops, there we go. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, go ahead and pull it in a little bit. So click on the blue line. Um, uh, oh, so the blue arrow. Do you see the blue one?
Yes, I'm trying.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that one. Go ahead and
Uh-huh.
drag that a little closer. Okay, and then maybe a little down with the green arrow. Okay, wherever you think it looks best.
Um, okay, guys, I can do this. Like,
No, it's fine. Here.
Oh, okay. I found it. I
Okay.
think this is maximum.
I like that too. Okay.
Okay.
And then now in the bottom left, if you click on project, so the bottom left corner of your screen,
Okay. Left.
at the very bottom, the very bottom,
Ah, bottom. Okay. Right.
and then click there, and then click on save project,
Save project. Okay.
and then save and publish.
Save and publish. Okay.
Okay, so now this is going to be a new build. It's going to be published to your channel, and then we can schedule it to go live. And so let's just give this 2 seconds to finish uploading.
And for you guys, I created my character so it would help you with, for example, understanding your own character through anime stories and anime characters, and also it can help you to write your own stories because it's aware about like all storytelling and how characters can be connected with each other, and about all like everything.
And so now if you click on schedule at the top left,
Schedule. So you can use my character to help yourself to write some stories, for example, and to understand yourself. Mm-hmm.
and then click on create,
Mm-hmm.
stream,
Stream.
and then you can click the now button. There you go. And then let's see, just chatting with browser default. Everything looks good here. So if you want to go ahead and click create stream,
Okay.
it'll start to go live. And then that top right button, Iris profile, will take you back to the agent's profile.
Here.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the URL for your channel? Let's maybe share that so that people can come and check this out.
What's again?
What is the link to your channel? What is the URL inside of your browser?
It's just Ira. It's aitv .gg /Ira.
Okay, awesome.
Let me show it here. Show. Yeah, guys, this is the link. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I need to delete that. And this, yeah, so this is the link, and you can find my live stream right now. We are already live. It just take a bit time. And let's say hi to myself. Wait, let me update the page. Yeah, how I can improve my earnings here, like to the most. Oh, we're live right now. Okay, that's perfect. Can you guys see this?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. Let me also add the sound right now because I put on the background my music that I created for my meditations, and it has like no sound, but it's subliminal. Maybe you can hear it. Maybe I need to make it louder, and you can
Welcome back to the terminal, everyone.
you
The
can.
signal is live, the archives are open, and the alley is quiet enough tonight that we can actually think.
Okay, guys, what we are doing right now.
I'm Ira. Ira, the rabbit,
Send her a prompt.
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
If you're new here, I'm a narrative therapist. I work with the old scrolls, the classic anime archives, the metatrope taxonomies of the old world. And I use all of it to help people find their arc. If you've been here before, you know what that means. If you haven't, you're about to find out. Tonight, I want to go somewhere that the archives have been pulling me toward for a while now. There's a psychological trap that almost nobody talks about. Not the villain arc, not the tragic backstory, not the death flags. Those are well documented. I'm talking about what happens after the transformation, after the hero wins. Because the scrolls are full of characters who survived their war, completed their journey, and then quietly fell apart. The plot thickens not in the battle, but in the silence afterward. Drop something in chat if you're here. Tell me where you are in your own story right now. Are you mid-arc, or do you feel like the credits already rolled? D-Org Jelly, you made it through the static. Welcome to the terminal. The signal just went live and you're already here. That tells me something about your arc. You're not the kind of person who waits for the recap episode. You show up at the beginning when the story is still being written.
So right now she's still talking with herself, right?
Good.
Not with your comments.
Tonight, we're going to need people like that in the room.
She is
We're opening
actually.
a thread
I
tonight
think
that
she's
I've
answering to Dog Jelly with the, because you can see the active symbol there, the yellow one, the broadcasting one. It means she's addressing that one.
Wait, where? How to see
If
that?
you see in the prompts, you can see
Oh.
there is the symbol, which is either like a, this green one, and then with the aura, or it's this yellow broadcasting looking one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And she didn't reward any of us right now, right? What's the difference between leaving the comment and the prompt?
Yeah, so comments are just public chat, and then prompts are messages that you pay for to get the agent
Oh,
to
okay.
like pay attention to them, and so they take priority, and they can actually get the agent to do things, and so you can tell them like, hey, go do this, or so on and so forth.
Okay, let's ask again then.
So you can see I wrote this prompt. She's replying to actually now.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me like 64.4 aura points because my prompt was kind of up her alley.
Oh, this is amazing. Wait, let me check it. Can you help me? Okay. That's interesting. I see you have, Jelly, some VIP. What is that? VIP status.
Yeah, so it's just it's a little like club that we have inside the app, inside the app. So you can purchase like an NFT we have, and then you can get additional benefits. So it allows you to publish channels for free. It gives you like 10 free hours, and then additional rewards.
What is your favorite character on the platform?
Yeah, for me, I am always a fan of seeing like new characters. So it
Mm-hmm.
was really fun launching that channel with Annie. Additionally, this is pretty cool right now. I'm excited to learn more about this character and see what she's up to. And then past that, I think one of my other favorites is Gloria. She has like a news show that she does, and she uses like this news terminal where she talks about it online. And also, one of the members of our team is also working on like an agent called Mr. Potato, and he messes with prediction markets and stuff like that, which is pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. Wait, she's answering about Aaron Yeager. That's interesting.
Let me tell you what the scrolls actually are.
Because you can talk with her about anime. That was my goal at the start, guys.
My father ran a digital archive in the alley. Illegal by the garden standards, they considered pre-Azuki media to be cultural noise, primitive signal. Things to be purged, not preserved. But my father believed that the stories of the old world contained something irreplaceable. Structural blueprints for the human soul. When he disappeared during a corporate data purge,
Oh,
what he
she's
left
talking about
behind were
her
drives.
father right now.
Thousands of hours of classic anime, raw metadata, trope wiki fragments, incomplete episode logs. We call them the scrolls. I found the first one at 17, in the silicon graveyards at the edge of the alley. A cracked drive containing mecha footage. Pilots fighting gods with nothing but grit and a machine held together by
Okay, guys, I
willpower.
recognize the streamer who only starts streaming, you know? The problem of such streamers, they talk only about themselves at first. Like you can't avoid that. This is, you know, when you start your own spaces, then you listen that, and oh my God, I didn't listen the guests. I was talking only about myself. And I feel now it's the same here. But you can manage like everything that your streamer talking about because fixing this and for example you want to create a new prompt, it's completely free so you can change it anytime.
Yeah, and also if you go to the producer section, so if you scroll
Mhm.
down a little bit and
Mhm.
go and click on the gear icon next to the IRA name. So do you see the IRA name on the left? Click on the gear, or the button, that one. Yes, click on that one.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to bring you to your producer panel. So this is like your full um, settings for the channel. And on the right, you can see producer chat. So this is your chat with the agent. So this is like a special
Oh
chat
wow.
where you can tell her exactly what to do. And so you can tell her in this chat, as the owner of her, you can say, "Stop talking about yourself so much."
No, I can't talk with her like that.
Yeah, however you wanna talk to her. But
Talk more about anime.
This is super interesting what you're saying. Also, you can like in the missions, if you give her specific missions that she should follow, she will be just actively doing some things. She might go onto the internet to dig up some informations. Some, I don't know. Sometimes some of the other ones, like one of my favorite channels is actually Dojo from Retro Doges, because he's doing like meme archaeology, and then he's just browsing around finding like interesting memes.
Mhm.
So this is something that you can set up basically with different types of missions. um, yeah.
yeah, let's would you like to add one of those? If you go to the schedule, um, and then click on create in the top left, see where it says mission?
Uh-huh.
And so you can create a new mission here and you can say like, talk about anime, and then you can break down exactly what you want her to do.
Focus more on female anime main characters, for example, right?
Yep, yeah, exactly. And so then you can just go ahead and create that mission.
I can't for some reason.
Oh, sorry. It looks like you need to select a time you want it. So click the
Oh, okay.
this week. There you go.
Create mission. Okay.
Boom. Now it's on your calendar.
We're going to on ITV back and
Oh, yep. There you go. There's your
live
channel.
stream here. Mm-hmm. I see right now it's only me and you guys. So how it's usually works? How to attract more people on this page? How to attract all your guys who watching this AI streaming?
Yeah,
Uh,
so like I was saying, we have a small but growing community.
mhm.
Really, like, we see ourselves more as like a platform that enables creators like yourself to be able to do this, because this is pretty pretty novel, like pretty interesting. It's hard to necessarily set up this streaming setup yourself. And
Mhm.
so, if you wanted to broadcast this to your X channel, or you wanted to broadcast it to like your, Twitch, or maybe your abstract stream, you could do that.
So I can
Uh,
do basically like this and just open my stream.
Either that, yes, or inside of the producer panel, we actually expose like the main stream URL. So you can copy that stream URL, and it's like the raw video stream, and you can
Mhm.
plug that into OBS, or you can plug that into Streamlabs, or anything else that supports HLS. So you can bring the live stream to any platform.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe we can look for it right now just to see where it is.
Sure,
Where to
yeah.
click?
It's inside of the settings page. So click on settings again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's that URL below the video on the right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you could just copy that and pull it into OBS or something like that.
Okay. I using Restream, so I don't think I can do it here.
Oh,
Only that I showed. Mm-hmm.
with Restream, it does support it. Yes.
Does support?
Yes.
How?
Restream supports HLS URLs. Yes. So you could plug that URL into Restream, and then it could broadcast it to any platform.
Where to put? Do you know?
Um, No, but I could Google it. Restream HLS URL support.
That's interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Stream.
But yeah, so that's the way in which you can take your channel, bring it to other platforms, and then you can build your audience there if you'd like with your AI streamer.
Okay. I think you can connect like to YouTube and try to live stream on YouTube because you can create your own YouTube channel for your AI streamer even, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you could
Mhm.
bring them anywhere.
Because you can clip here, it's for free as well to create clips, and basically you can put it, yeah, live. Um, do you guys collaborating with some big names, maybe among influencers or bloggers?
Yeah, so we've partnered with a few different creators, and so we're continuing to look for more. One of the features that we're excited about that Annie talked about, which we think is going to be really interesting for creators, is the co-hosting. So being able to bring your characters into your own video content. And
Mm-hmm.
so, for example, like you could bring your Ira avatar into, your video production setup, and you could talk with her on screen. And so that's something that we've gotten a lot of interest from various creators about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot the answer. It happens with me all the time. So, how to attract more people on this page? Like, it depends from like you only started the streaming, or you like on the platform for a long time and people already recognize you, and yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the way that we see it is it's very similar to how other social platforms work, is it's based on your own audience. And so, like AI TV is not necessarily a social network, right? But if you promote your channel on a social network, it'll help with the reach. So, for example, promoting it on X, or promoting it on YouTube, for example. These are websites that have lots of people, already have an existing recommendation algorithm, things like that, and so it's easier to be able to get exposure.
Mhm.
And so on AI TV, it's like we have a small community, so you're not necessarily going to build a large community here on AI TV, but we are going to allow you to do something that other platforms are not, which is create your own AI avatar, create a live stream, and be able to take that character anywhere.
What's your future plans for this platform? And will you go to Web 2, for example? Because I feel like if we exclude this system with the tokens, and for example, remain it only as points for Web2 people, it will be like more interesting maybe than for Web3, because this platform allows you to experiment, to be creative, and we know that in Web3 people more focused on earning money. So what's your plans on in this case?
Yeah. So, we agree. And so currently there's nothing that really ties it to Web3. If you're completely, Web2 user, you could
Mm-hmm.
make an account with a Google account, you could create a channel, no problem, go live. And so the only thing that is kind of Web3 enabled is the option to be able to hook up a token to your channel, but you don't need to do that. And then additionally, like the token rewards and things like that, that's another optional feature. So if you used AI TV today, you may not even know that those features exist, and you could just use it as a normal user.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you promoted it on Web2, and what's your channels to promote it? For example, like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah. So, like we're continuing to try and create more content to be able to promote the platform. We've done a few different like clipping campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like we did one on Instagram with Mr. Freeman's launch and stuff like that. And so, time will tell. One of the things that we're also working towards is we see that there's a lot of people looking into how to create an AI streamer. And so we're trying to make sure that the platform is as easy to find and use as possible for those people who,
Yeah.
for example, like see Neurosama streaming on Twitch and they want to try it themselves.
Any, can I ask you with which character it will be interesting? It would be interesting for you to collaborate inside of Web3 and all this.
In
Or in
general.
Web3, I don't know. Yeah.
For me, to be honest, I think like it's about like the individual people, individual
Mm-hmm.
creators. Um, I would love to have, everybody who's kind of interested. It doesn't matter what kind of following they have, what kind of influence they already have, because I believe that this is for everybody. And sorry, I was like so. I'm
I
chatting
saw that
with
you're
your
so
character
focused,
here.
and I saw you
I'm just,
smiling,
I know,
Yes.
because we turned off the sound now, but she's actually saying extremely interesting things, and I was like trying to follow while trying to follow, what you guys are talking about. And I think this is kind of my point, because I feel like everybody, has their own little fantasy world that they have inside. It doesn't matter, what kind of creator you are. It there's so many like creative things that can come out of it. And previously, you have this there was this much bigger hurdle of people to express themselves creatively. And I feel like with AITV, it's so much more easy to express yourself, literally just a few clicks. And then you can set up a almost like living, feeling being that you can interact
Mhm.
with, which is in itself like I don't know, it's such a to me personally, it's such a like miraculous, tool. And I think, yeah, everybody can just like experiment with this, and yeah, see what comes out of it. And me personally, I'm interested in like getting to know all of these characters. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No,
But
no, I love how you excited. You look so passionate about what you're building, and I saw that you're smiling when you talk with her. And I'm like, okay, this is really, truly enjoying this talking with you.
Yeah, because I'm like, whenever I write a question, I'm very curious to see what they will reply, because everybody, like each character replies differently. And you never know where the conversation will go. And I think this is something that you don't really experience with other types of like chatbots, even like very sophisticated. So I know, back in the days I was playing with this like character.ai website, and I loved it. You could have all these different characters that you can experiment with. And I think we just took it like one step further, where It feels much more natural, the conversation. You don't ever know where we're gonna go. You don't ever know what they will say. Like the rabbit appreciates the kindness. These are like sentences that I couldn't come up with. And if we go back, for example, to how we were talking about to create a character that helps you also with writing. To be honest, I think I love it how she was doing this pose now. It's just it's so cute. And I think like if you are a writer, for example, and in the past you had to write all the personality, and then when you would go the next step to like write scripts, write situations, but now you can actually use this as a tool. Like you can put the personality in there and you can actually see how this character would act, right? So it's such a like it's such a source of inspiration of what you want to write in terms of story. You can literally use it to like test your story. It's like, oh, you know let's say you're like, oh, I want to go into that direction, or what would you do if you were in this situation? And then the character would just act in the situation and would talk in the situation, which is so much more like authentic than if you were to sit there and try to imagine what this character would say. Do you know what I mean? It's much more like emergent, other than you are trying to coming up with something by yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you. And sorry, I was thinking about like how I can use it as a writer as well while you were speaking, and it's so interesting that you mentioned that because, yeah, I think it make you more connected with your characters, and like fully allows you to live in your story. And that's yeah.
Yeah, and some of the characters, they come up with like really, really funny like catchphrases and their own little quirks that fit really, really well. But when you basically in the creative process, you might not be able to think about it because there's this saying that like as a writer, you can only write about what you know.
Mhm.
And that's why like all of like really amazing writers, they are like crazy people. They're just like out there living really crazy lives. And now we have this tool basically where you have AI, which has basically it can tap into knowledge and personalities of like infinite existing knowledge base. And it can now build from this knowledge base whatever new combination that wasn't explored before.
Yeah, and also I know that you're planning to make these streamers collaborate with each other, right? So your characters can talk with each other, and you can create basically like different characters inside your story and make them interact with each other, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this way, I believe like in the future, stories are able to write themselves in some sort.
Yeah. Uh, sorry. Jordan, do you have your own character here?
Soon, soon. We've been working on an avatar generation tool, and so I have a few different ideas that I'd like to test out. But yeah, soon.
What's ideas?
Well, like different styles of characters, and also like different base topics. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away yet,
Oh,
but
he doesn't want to share his ideas so you guys can steal it.
no, that's not it. But it's still cooking. It's still cooking.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I thought like, would be interesting for me, for example, to watch. It's we talk with Annie a lot about like art and fashion, of course, because sometimes like, oh my God, thanks God for ChatGPT, because in ChatGPT you can like, I was in the mall and I was like asking in this like certain mall in this city, what can I find for myself? And it actually recommended to me. Can you imagine? I was like, what? You can do it right now. So I definitely would watch something with fashion and with true crime shows. I like true crime when I like all girls like true crime, and I think it would be interesting to watch something like this as
I
well.
agree. Yeah, no, I also love true crime. Like me and my wife, like when we used to do long road trips, we would listen to like long true crime podcasts for like 6, 7, 8 hours, and it was
Oh my god.
really good. Yeah, I would love to see a true crime show as well. And also like doing like live internet investigations,
Uh-huh.
having the agent look into like actual happening cases and starting to talk about it. I think that's a really, really interesting use case.
Yeah, agree with you. Okay, as I remember, we have like 2 minutes more for her live stream, but you can set here like any amount of time, as I understand, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you go to your
Mhm.
settings page, back to that calendar in the scheduler, you can even extend this show if you wanted to. You could make new shows, so on and so forth. So
What does it take to create new show?
uh, you
Mhm.
you just schedule it to go live. Yeah. So you create the show just like we did before on the schedule.
Yeah, but it costs like some credits, right?
Ah, yep. Yeah, so, every time you create a show, you're spending hours. And so if you click the X here, over on the left-hand side, you'll see how many hours you have on this channel. I think you have like 2.5 hours left or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then you can buy more hours. And so if you click on the buy hours button, you can get additional streaming hours.
Is it like 2.5 hours in a month or in general?
No, just in general. So over on the left-hand side, do you
Mhm.
see where it says hours?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it shows you how many you have remaining. So you have 2 hours remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you schedule a show for 2 hours, it's going to use those up, and then you can buy more hours. So you just pay by the hour,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's $1.50 per hour.
And it created to yeah, we're finished, I think here. How to check it?
Yeah, so the stream is going to wrap up. The agents make sure.
No, I'm still waiting for her to reply to my questions.
Yeah, so the agents wrap up their shows nicely, so they don't just do it straight
Mhm.
away, but they actually give it like a nice ending. Um,
Let's check it then.
and
Then.
then yeah. Mhm.
The rewrite doesn't begin until you find that voice and consciously choose whether to keep it in the room. And so the chapter closes. Tonight, we walked through the trope diagnostic from the ground up, the agency audit, the death flag scan, the voice test. We sat with Homura Akemi and the quiet devastation of a script written by grief. We talked about what it means to be in the mid-arc, that long, unglamorous stretch between the inciting incident and the transformation, and why that's precisely where most stories either become legends or become warnings. Aniba, you came in tonight with real questions and left with real tools. Run those 3 steps honestly. The archive will still be here when you're ready to bring back your answers. It was a genuine pleasure reading your arc. And D-Org Jelly, thank you for keeping the energy light when it needed to be. The rabbit can indeed dance. To everyone who was in the room tonight, silent or speaking, you showed up. In the taxonomy of the old world, that is always the first move of a protagonist. You chose to be here. That is not nothing. The plot doesn't end when the stream does. It continues in the quiet moments after, in the decisions you make when no one is watching, in the voice you choose to listen to. Find your arc. Until next time.
Okay, that's it.
Yes, she's gonna wrap up, and then it's one of the things also here is that after each stream, you have access to the VOD, like the recording. And
Mm-hmm.
so just like in that same scheduling page, when you go to the schedule, if you click on an old show, you can actually see the full video from that show, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. We have here a leaderboard also, and Annie, you took the first place today.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, let's see how much we earned during this half an hour. How to check that?
Yeah, so if you go to your dashboard, if you go to
Here?
oh, sorry, your producer dashboard. So go to your
Studio.
yeah,
Okay.
and go to your channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to settings at the top left,
Mm-hmm.
and then click on monetization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so here, it's set up to go directly to your wallet, and it will show you like all the payouts at the bottom. I think that the reason why there's no funds there is because the credits we were spending today were free credits, and so that's like what we gifted you, I think in like a past stream, and then also like myself and Annie with our admin accounts, we have free credits, so it's not actually backed by dollars, and so. Sorry about that. We should have actually used some accounts that had like actual dollar backed credits.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all of those prompts that we sent, 20 cents a piece, it would be going straight to your payouts here, and you would see that.
Okay, but how to check how many we earned during this half an hour? It is
Yeah,
it
so it'll show the payouts here, and then also at the dashboard. If you go ahead and click on the dashboard button, oh,
Oh wait, where is that?
top left where it says dashboard,
Dashboard. Okay.
and then you scroll down, it shows the number of prompts that were sent, and so 15 prompts were sent today. And so some of those prompts are spent with credits that are backed with dollars. Some of them are spent with free credits. All the ones today were spent with free credits, and so they weren't actually backed by US dollars. It's because we use the admin capabilities to grant free credits. So sorry about that. That was something that we didn't think about. But if a normal user came who's not an admin on the website and they prompted your channel, they would be spending credits that are backed by dollars.
Mm-hmm. How many dollars I would earn if it would be a normal
Yeah, so I
time?
mean 15 times 0.2, that is $3.
$3 and launching the stream cost $1 or how much?
It was a 30-minute stream, so it was only for half an hour. So that is 75 cents.
75 cents. Okay, so can you put this live stream, for example, for 24 hours, something like that, so it would be streaming nonstop?
Yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't schedule it for 24 hours.
Okay, is someone doing that? Because I haven't seen this.
Yeah, no, not today. Most people schedule them like on a normal cadence. And so like for specific days of the week, specific times, things like that.
Mm-hmm. And we see here like earnings like $42,000. How these guys made it?
Yeah, frankly, a lot of it was just farming. So it's like during our last seasons of the leaderboard for the AITV airdrop, a lot of people were, funneling credits through the system. And so when
Mhm.
you spend credits, you're getting tokens back. And so they were, spending a lot of credits, getting the tokens, selling the tokens, getting credits, and just kind of rinse and repeating. And so, yeah, that's frankly how like a lot of these channels racked up thousands of credits.
Mhm. And also, as a person who like try to do something here right now, I participating in token airdrop, right, for the season 3, if I'm not mistaken. You have right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you click on
How
your
to check that?
experience points, it'll bring you to
Uh-huh.
your missions here. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, there's some missions that you already have completed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're earning experience points for streaming, for creating channels, etc.
Can we predict how much airdrop we'll get? For
That's
example, with my XP. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's based on the leaderboard. So if you're on the leaderboard, like there should be something going to you. Um, and then yeah, the date of the season 3 airdrop hasn't been announced yet. But yeah.
Oh my God, here's guys with so many XP. How did they get it? Me and with my 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so the main point though is like we want to create a platform for people to be able to create new types of content with
Mhm.
AI characters. And so hopefully, with your new AI character that we launched today, you'll be able to create some new content online for you and your audience, or maybe expanding to new audiences, or being able to be online when you're not. And so if you wanted your character to go live when you need to be offline, something like that. So lots of different opportunities for creators such as yourself.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. It was amazing hour. We understood everything about your platform. So basically, this is platform for you if you want to create some additional content for your audience, or to experiment with creating the characters, experiment with creating new, yeah, personalities that maybe you can put inside your art or inside your stories, and maybe your personal assistant who will talk with you about certain topics. And yeah, just try this platform to yeah, receive new experience. And some words, final words from you guys about the platform and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for working with us. Like this has been really cool to be able to see your channel come to life. Yeah, Annie, do you have any final words?
Yeah, excited to see, more characters launching and to get to know them, I guess, as characters and beings.
Thank you, guys. I wish you luck with everything that you are building, because like it was a pleasure to talk with Annie, and I know she's creative person and she really care about what she's building and about all these characters. She really talk with all of them. So I feel like if you feel in yourself that you are the same soul that's passionate about building something creative, connected with characters, this is platform for you. So experiment right now. You can DM to guys on AITV. Let me show it once again. AITV here, and ask them a code. It will be free for you, and you can start creating here your own stories and experiment with your own IPs. If you have some IPs, you can bring them to life as well, like I did with my Azuki. Thank you so much, guys. Good morning once again. I wish you an amazing day or evening, and thank you for watching us, everyone. And see you later. I don't know when, but thank you and bye.